welcome to Earth Science class. I hope that we have a great semester together. My name is Mrs. Wignall. I'll be your teacher this semester. I thought having a movie of reading the syllabus would be a bit more interesting than just having me stand up in the room and talk. So we'll go ahead and start. You should have your syllabus in front of you, and together we'll go through it. You have some missing blanks in yours that you will need to fill in during this movie. All right, I got mine right here. Okay, you are in Earth Science. My name is Mrs. Wignall. Phone number here to get in touch with me, 919-563-5991. Email rose_wignall at abss.k12.nc.us. All right, welcome to Earth Science. We are excited to start a new Earth Science semester here at Eastern Alamance High School and look forward to getting to know you. This year, we will focus on the fascinating planet we call home, learn about the interaction of Earth's systems, and how to sustain the Earth so that we can preserve it for generations to come. Please let us know how we can best support you during this semester in science. Our curriculum: we will study the Earth's role as a body in space. We will study the components of Earth and how they work together as a system to maintain life. We will study global economy and how to sustain the Earth. Communication. The email is the best way to reach us, so feel free to email us with any questions or concerns you may have throughout the year. Likewise, we will do our best to keep in touch with you and use email to send progress reports upon request. If you don't have an email address, we will use phone or we can use regular mail. So we look forward to working together with you and wish you an exciting semester studying the planet Earth. Work policy. Number 1, school planner. Students are expected to record homework, assignments, test dates, and other important class dates at the beginning of each class day in their school planners. 2, absent from class. You are responsible for any work missed when absent. To make up assignments when absent, first check your teacher's website and or classmates to see if you can complete the assignments before returning to class. Consult with your teacher the day you return to class to arrange due dates. If absence is unexcused, assignment deadlines still pertain. Late work. Number 3. Late work will only be accepted for full credit as a result of an excused absence. All other late work will not receive full credit. Work received within the first week, highest grade will be a 90% of your grade. Work received after that time will only receive 80% of a grade, and no late work will be accepted the week of progress reports. Classroom expectations. You will respect people and property. Eastern Alamance High School rules and consequences will be enforced in my classroom. Getting to class on time means being in your seats before the bell rings, prepared for class with a pen, a sharpened pencil, planner, and your science journal. 3, you are not to have any electronic devices, cell phones, iPods, calculators, etc. out during class unless otherwise specified. 4, no eating or drinking in class. 5, walk in and out of class inconspicuously. 6, we expect you to use the bathroom facilities between classes. In an emergency, you will be allowed to use the restroom during the class period. Please choose an appropriate time, such as when you are working individually and when I am not speaking. Please do not use the bathroom the first 15 minutes of class or the last 15 minutes of class. That's when important information is shared. Okay, 7, we strongly believe that all students are capable of high achievement and learn best when actively involved. We will provide many opportunities for you to work in group settings as well as individually. Cooperative and self-directed learning will be encouraged and supported. Okay, grading. Your grade will be determined by the accumulation of points. At the end of each quarter or semester, the total amount of points earned will be divided by the total amount of possible points. Grades will be given in the following areas: homework, classwork or journal grade, quizzes, lab work, tests, and projects. The weight of each item is 20%. So homework is 20, classwork is 20, quizzes are 20, lab reports 20, tests are 20%. Test corrections are allowed. With the highest grade received, though, would be an 84%, and must be done in an appropriate format given to you should you choose to do test corrections. Current grades will be posted periodically using student numbers in the classroom so you can keep track of your grade. Okay. Science journal. You will be expected to keep a science journal. Keeping an organized journal will be important when preparing for quizzes and tests. An entry in your notebook journal will be made each day with the following format: the date, the objective, warm-up answer, and completed classwork. These are the items I look for when I grade your notebook. I will use a rubric to grade it as well. Homework. Homework is given at least twice per week and is due the next day, which will typically be Tuesdays and Thursdays. Homework will be writing or drawing to explain the objectives that were addressed in class that day. Lab reports will be due the Monday after the lab was done in class, and all of these things will also be graded on a rubric. All right, so in science we have lots of safety rules and regulations, so we're going to go over those to make sure that you have an understanding of those. Safety. Safety in the science classroom is the #1 priority for students, teachers, and parents. To ensure a safe science classroom, a list of rules has been provided for you below in this student safety contract. These rules must be followed at all times. General rules. #1, conduct yourself in a responsible manner at all times in the laboratory. #2, follow all written and verbal instructions carefully. If you do not understand a direction or a part of a procedure, ask the teacher before proceeding. #3, no student may work in a laboratory without an instructor present. #4, when entering a science room, do not touch anything. Do not touch the equipment, chemicals, or other materials in the laboratory until you are instructed to do so. #5, do not eat food, drink beverages, or chew gum in the laboratory. Do not use the laboratory glassware as containers for food or beverages. #6, perform only those experiments authorized by the teacher. Never do anything in the laboratory that is not called for in the laboratory procedures given to you by the teacher. Carefully follow all instructions, both written and oral. Unauthorized experiments are prohibited. Never fool around in the laboratory. Horseplay, practical jokes, and pranks are dangerous and prohibited. Observe good housekeeping practices. Work areas should be kept clean and tidy at all times. Bring only your laboratory instructions, worksheets, and other materials necessary to complete the lab in class. Other materials should be stored in your locker. Keep the aisle clear. Keep your chairs under your desk. #10, know the location and operating procedures of all the safety equipment, including first aid kit, eye wash station, safety shower, fire extinguisher, and fire blanket. Know where the fire alarm and our fire exits are. #11, be alert and proceed with caution at all times in the laboratory. Notify the instructor immediately if any unsafe conditions you observe. Dispose of all drink materials properly. Solids should be disposed of in a waste container and not in the sink. Labels and equipment instructions must be read carefully before each use. Set up and use all equipment as directed in the lab by your teacher. Wash your hands with soap and water after performing all laboratory experiments. Clean all work surfaces and equipment at the end of the experiment. Return all equipment clean and in working order to the proper storage area. #15, do not wander around the room. Do not distract other students or interfere with the laboratory equipment of others. #16, students are never permitted in the science storage room or preparation areas unless given specific instructions by the teacher. #17, know what to do if there is a fire drill during a laboratory period. Containers must be closed and electrical equipment must be turned off. When using knives or other sharp instruments, always carry the tips and points pointing down and away. Always cut away from your body. Never try to catch a falling sharp instrument. Grasp sharp instruments only by the handles. Okay, clothing. Anytime chemicals, heat, or glassware are used, students will wear safety goggles. There will be no exceptions to this rule. Number 2, dress properly during a laboratory activity. Long hair, dangling jewelry, loose or baggy clothing are a hazard in the lab. Long hair must be tied back, dangling jewelry or loose baggy clothing must be secured. Shoes must completely cover the foot. No sandals allowed. Lab aprons will be provided for your use and should be worn during laboratory activities where spills may be possible. Okay, accidents and injuries. I hope we never have these. 1, report any accidents like a spill or a break of glass or injury like a cut or a burn to the instructor immediately, no matter how trivial it might appear to you. Number 2, if a chemical splashes in your eyes or on your skin, immediately flush with running water from the eye wash station or safety shower for at least 20 minutes. Notify the teacher immediately. When mercury thermometers are broken, mercury must not be touched. Notify the instructor immediately. Okay, handling chemicals. All chemicals in the laboratory are considered dangerous. Do not touch, taste, smell any chemicals unless specifically instructed to do so, which you probably never will. Number 2, take only as much chemical as you need. Number 3, never return unused chemicals to their original containers. Number 4, never remove chemicals or other materials from the laboratory area. Number 5, take great care when transporting chemicals and other materials from one part of the laboratory to another. Hold them securely and walk carefully. Okay, handling glassware and equipment. 1, never handle broken glass with your bare hands. Immediately notify your teacher if any glassware is broken. Of course, my phone would ring now. Place broken or glassware container in the designated glass disposal container. Number 2, when removing an electrical plug from its socket, grasp the plug, not the electric cord. Hands must be completely dry before touching an electric switch, plug, or outlet. Number 3, examine glassware before each use. Never use chipped or cracked glassware. Number 4, report damaged electrical equipment immediately. Look for things like frayed cords, exposed wires, loose connections. Do not use damaged electrical equipment. If you do not understand how to use a piece of equipment, ask the teacher for help. 6, do not immerse hot glassware in cold water because it may shatter. Okay, lastly, heating substances. Exercise extreme caution when heating water during a lab. Heated materials and glass remain very hot for a long time. They should be set aside to cool and picked up with caution. All right, I'm asking that you please sign below indicating that you and your parent or guardian have read this syllabus. Participation in lab depends on both signatures. Keep this copy in your science notebook as a reference and as a contract that you have agreed to the following policies, procedures, and safeties. And I think that we will have a fantastic semester. Okay, thank you very much for listening.